Get your ass up and let's get ill. 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 Get your ass up and let's get ill.
I can start from the beginning. I mean, when I first started, producing, I didn't have, I had no information on where to start. I didn't know where to go to shop my beats. So I just, I just had an abundance of just beats just sitting there. So the first thing I started doing was just kind of shopping my stuff around. And really in the beginning, really it's about building up your resume. It's kind of like, you approach it kind of like a job. I mean, you're not gonna start with an $80,000 a year salary when you're an intern. So you're really, in the beginning, you're kind of an intern. So you have all these beats, the shit is hot. And so what I did when I started was I was just working with just different MCs, local MCs who needed beats. And I didn't charge them any money. I wasn't making any money in the beginning. The first year I started doing it, I didn't make a dime. But it was worth it because at that point I was just building a catalog, building a resume, building a network, and really those are the most important things to a producer are getting your name out, building a resume, and networking with these guys. It's really not about the money. It's really not about the money in the beginning. So after you build a big enough network, you just have to really approach it like a brand. I mean, at that point, you're a brand. When I started getting down with acrobatic, getting down with acrobatic led me to working with, Mr. Lip, and then doing shows and networking led me to working with, say, like an Elvis Sensei, and having my stuff online and doing an online push. People hearing my name, got me working with like a little brother. So, and all these guys kind of have their own lanes. So I was working with these guys and putting records out, and not really making a ton of money, but just kind of building a rapport for my name, for the name Illmind. Just people go to the store and they see my name on wax, and that counts for a lot to me because it's one more record for my resume. You know what I'm saying? So just being associated with those guys, get my name out and networking, that's really the important thing. As soon as you reach a certain level in your career as a producer and people, know your name for, to a certain extent, you can do things with that. You can take it to another level. Like with me, I wake up in the morning and, with the exception of the Harlem Children's Zone thing, if I'm not there, but even when I am there, I do my little, daily grind. But you just have to really just stay on your toes. Look out for opportunities. Look out for people who's hot. You know what I'm saying? Look out for who's hot, and just keep your name out there. You know what I'm saying? It's really not. It's not only about getting records on albums. That's one part of it. I mean, you can place your music in TV commercials, you can place them in radio spots, movies, stuff like that. Get out there and get to know these independent filmmakers. They might need some music.
Right.
And some of them do pay. If they don't, fuck it. Give them the music. You know what I'm saying? Do a non-exclusive deal with them and get your name out there. You know what I'm saying? Do movies, do commercials, and these mixtapes too. I mean, everyone and their mom has a mixtape coming out now, and it's kind of flooding the market, but it's not really a bad thing because that's more exposure for you as a producer to get your name out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And a lot of nine times out of 10, if it's hot enough, it'll come up on these big sites like Hip Hop Game, Hip Hop DX, Kevin Nottingham. Now Right, Loud. So the whole online thing is just it's your opportunity to really get your name out there and heard. So just try to keep really what it's about is keeping your name out there. get creative with how you can keep your name out there. Me, I'm doing the you know, those mixtapes. I'm coming out the Blab Science and Life mixtapes. We're at about 60,000 downloads right now for volume 1 and 2. So I got a big cosign with that, and that was, you know, because of just throughout the years, just networking with people and knowing people and having these upcoming MCs want to work with me, you know, for their album. You know, it kind of like, it was one of those things where like one hand washes the other, you know what I'm saying? Like they get a beat from me and I put them on my mixtape and you know, give them exposure. So just creative things like that that you can do on your own, you know. And every day I'm either, you know, on the phone or you know, sending an email blast out about something, or if I'm not doing that, I'm making beats. So, you know, the whole producer game, really, you really do have to be your own boss. You have to be your own CEO. You know, I have the LLC popping off. All my income and all my expenses go through my LLC business. So, you know, you have to really be wary of how much money you make and getting taxed at the end of the year and different things you can write off. You know, like all this equipment. You know I don't have a lot, but you know.
And he's got no records, folks, either. Right here, at least.
Yeah, no records here. I do have a good amount, but not here. But all this stuff that I have, you know, I write them off. I write it off on tax and I get paid for it. So I don't pay the time for any of this stuff. So just those little things that you just kind of learn, you know, as you progress. Right. You know, you just kind of become your own boss. You know what I mean? So really, that's what it's about. You know, you have to be wary about it. And I would highly recommend. There's 2 books I would recommend. The first book is a book written by Donald Passman, and it's called All You Need to Know About the Music Industry. You get the newest edition, because the newest edition talks about the internet stuff as well, you know, getting paid for streaming music and licensing online and stuff like that. So read that book. And the second book, which is actually right over here, that I would highly recommend, is the Robert Greene 48 Laws of Power book. And I mean, a lot of people are kind of getting on board with that book now, but I feel like people are taking it too literally with that book. You know, you take it for what it is, you read it, and you apply it to business in the best way you can. You know, if you take it literally, people are just gonna think you're a dick. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a bad thing. Right. But you know, play it like chess. You know what I'm saying? Really, the game is chess. You have to use that as a tool to know how to move. You know what I'm saying? So really, those, you know, if you know your business and you know how to license your music, you know how to brand yourself, you know, you'll be on the right track. Do your networking, do your research, find out who's hot, find out who isn't, find out who's coming out with an album, you know, who's working on films, where can I get my music heard, find out what the hottest blogs are out there, who's getting the hits, who's not. What are the trends right now? You know what I'm saying? Look, read the magazines. Read fashion. You've been sponsored by some. Read Fader magazine. Go to the parties. Go to the free parties and find out who's there. You know, do your networking. Just you have to really. It's kind of like pop culture right now. You really have to know pop culture in order to really kind of fit yourself in there somehow. Right. Music. And that's really what it comes down to. You know, it's not. The days of just sitting in your room and making beats all day and hoping that someone will buy them is just, that's a dream. Just it's a dream that will never happen for you. You know what I'm saying? You can't just sit there and make beats in your room and just expect to blow or expect, you know, a multi-million-dollar manager to hear it one day and sign you. Because even after that, you're not guaranteed, you know, making a living off of it. You know, I mean, a manager is great, but a manager can only do so much for you. Right. So you really have to stay on your toes and be out there. You know what I'm saying? And Twitter, that's another thing. You know what I'm saying? Stay on that Twitter. I seen you on Twitter. I'm on Twitter all day, every day. You know, I don't post. You know, like I don't have 3,000-4,000 posts. Yeah. But you know, use that as a tool as well. You know what I'm saying? MySpace, Facebook, all that stuff. You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks. You know what I'm saying? And drink Red Bull too. You know what I'm saying? Because Red Bull will get you through the day. You know what I mean? So that's it.
Stuck in the middle of nothing, your knees on your tits, naked, freezing, bluffing. Well, you can see me if you don't believe me, it's nothing. Easily off you as if your oven cleaner.